Let me tell you something that should be impossible. A family earning $500,000 a year, $500,000, and they feel like they're barely getting by. Not one family, not some rare exception. 40% of households earning $500,000 or more say they live paycheck to paycheck, according to a 2025 Goldman Sachs report. I know what you're thinking. That's insane. That's embarrassing. That's impossible. But here's what that statistic actually reveals and why it matters to you, even if you're nowhere near $500,000. More income doesn't fix a broken relationship with money, it amplifies it. Whatever is wrong at $50,000 a year is still wrong at $500,000. It's just louder, more expensive, and harder to admit. I spent most of my 20s believing that financial success would just happen, that once I hit a certain income level, everything would fall into place, that making more money would automatically solve the problems that came from not having enough of it. I was wrong about all of it. So today, 10 money lessons that took me years to learn the hard way, lessons about income, spending, saving, psychology, and the beliefs about money most of us never even realize we're carrying. Because in your 30s, time is still on your side, but not forever. Hit subscribe to Naomi Capital before we go further. New breakdown every single week. Lesson 1. Your income matters far more than cutting expenses. I know that sounds wrong. You've been told to budget, track every dollar, cancel subscriptions, make coffee at home. None of that is useless. But let's be honest about the math. Cutting $20 a month from your coffee habit, that's $240 a year. One successful salary negotiation could add $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000 to your annual income. The leverage isn't in what you don't spend. The leverage is in what you earn. When I was in my 20s, I spent all my energy trying to be more frugal. I should have spent that energy becoming more valuable. Read books, take courses, learn what companies are desperate to pay for. You can't frugal your way to wealth, but you can absolutely skill your way there. Lesson 2, you probably need less money than you think. Most of us carry an arbitrary number in our head, the number that means we've made it. But these numbers rarely connect to any actual analysis of what we need. Write down exactly what you'd spend each month to live the life you genuinely want, not to impress others, the one that would actually make you happy. Add it up. Include savings, calculate taxes. For most people, the number that comes out is dramatically lower than the fantasy salary they've been chasing. Someone might design a lifestyle that needs $70,000 a year in spending, which means around $100,000 to $125,000 pre-tax, not $500,000. This isn't about settling, it's about precision. When you know exactly what you need, you stop running toward a vague destination and start working toward a specific target. Lesson 3, you won't save what you don't separate. The American savings rate is around 4.5%. For every $100 people earn, about $4.50 saved after taxes. Not because people are lazy, because of how money works psychologically. If money lands in your checking account and sits there, your brain categorizes it as spendable. Intention without structure produces nothing. Warren Buffett. Don't save what's left after spending. Spend what's left after saving. Automate before the money reaches your spending account. Open a freedom fund. Set up automatic transfers of 10, 15, or 20% before you ever see the money. And if your employer offers a 401k match, contribute at least enough to capture every single dollar of that match. In 2026, the 401k contribution limit is $24,500. If you're 50 or older, you can add another $8,000 in catch-up contributions. These represent wealth building capacity most people leave completely untouched. When savings happen automatically, they become invisible. You adjust to living on what remains. This is how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth, one automated transfer at a time. Hit like if you've been meaning to set this up for months and still haven't. Lesson 4: buying things won't make you rich, but learning about them might. Research consistently shows that higher financial literacy correlates with lower anxiety, higher savings rates, and better life outcomes. Yet most adults can't explain compound interest, don't understand their own tax bracket, have never calculated the true cost of carrying credit card debt. Warren Buffett: the more you learn, the more you earn. Instead of scrolling 30 more minutes tonight, spend 10 minutes on one financial concept you don't fully understand. Compound interest, dollar cost averaging, asset allocation, inflation hedging. The greatest investment in your 30s isn't any stock, it's your own financial education. Lesson 5: experiences will outlast your possessions in memory and meaning. I've bought a lot of material things, nice watches, expensive jackets, the latest technology. And while they were nice in the moment, the things I look back on with genuine warmth are almost always experiences. The trip where everything went wrong and became the best story. The dinner that lasted 4 hours because the conversation was that good. Psychological research consistently shows people derive more lasting satisfaction from experiences than material goods. Experiences grow richer in memory over time. Objects depreciate, financially and emotionally. When deciding where your money goes, ask which purchase will matter in 10 years. The answer is almost always the experience. Lesson 6: your relationship with money is probably inherited, and you can change it. Most of our financial beliefs aren't actually ours. We absorbed them from parents, from culture, from early experiences we barely remember. Messages like, we can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people aren't happy. Wanting more is selfish. This became your programming, and it drives your behavior whether you're aware of it or not. Three money relationships exist: anxious, constantly worried, never enough, always checking in fear; avoidant, refusing to look at accounts, total denial; secure, calm, engaged, looking at numbers without shame or fear. Replace guilt with clarity, shame with strategy, scarcity with intention. Your current beliefs are optional. You can choose new ones. Lesson 7: depreciating assets purchased with debt will silently destroy your wealth. You buy a $50,000 car with a loan. After 1 year, it's worth $40,000. You still owe most of the original loan. Net worth down $10,000. Add $2,000 to $3,000 in interest paid on top of that. You paid money to lose money. Buy used. Buy with cash when possible. Avoid financing things worth less tomorrow than today. This is the single fastest way to ensure income increases never become wealth increases. Lesson 8: peace of mind has financial value even if it doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. Mathematically, investing instead of paying off a 7% loan might net you 3% more per year. On a $28,000 loan, maybe $800 annually. But here's what that math ignores: how often do you think about that loan? If the answer is daily, that is a cost. Does the debt stop you from pursuing opportunities? Cost. Does market volatility stress you while your debt interest is certain and guaranteed? Cost. For many people, the peace of mind from being debt free is worth far more than the theoretical $800 difference. Financial decisions aren't purely mathematical, they're psychological. Don't underestimate the value of going to bed without financial anxiety. Lesson 9: you're not lazy, you're overwhelmed. Modern financial life requires hundreds of small decisions every single day. Each one depletes willpower. When willpower runs out, we default to avoidance or impulse. The solution isn't to try harder, it's to simplify radically. Pick one financial goal for the next 30 days, not five goals. One. Maybe it's building your emergency fund. Maybe it's paying off one credit card. Maybe it's finally setting up automated investing. Focus only on that. Track only that. The people who build wealth don't have superhuman discipline. They have systems that reduce decisions. Automation removes choice. Simplicity reduces cognitive load. When you're not exhausted from micro decisions, you have energy for the ones that actually matter. Lesson 10: generosity expands rather than diminishes your relationship with money. People who give, even small amounts, tend to feel more abundant than people who hold everything out of fear. Closed fist, relationship built on scarcity and anxiety. Open hand, relationship built on flow and possibility. I like when money makes a difference, but doesn't make you different. Generosity isn't the opposite of wealth building, it's part of it. If these 10 lessons share anything in common, it's this: your relationship with money determines whether wealth building feels like a prison sentence or an adventure. The median emergency savings in America right now is around $600. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans have no emergency savings at all. More than half couldn't cover an unexpected $1,000 expense. These statistics describe people avoiding money rather than engaging with it, who feel anxious or overwhelmed, who never learned these lessons or learned them too late. You don't have to be one of them. The wealthiest people aren't always the ones who made the most money. They're the ones who built the best relationship with money, who stopped avoiding it and started learning it, who automated their success so it didn't require daily willpower. Start with just one lesson today, not all 10. 1. Pick the one that felt most relevant right now and implement it this week. Because the goal isn't to look rich, the goal is to stop worrying about money entirely, to reach a place where your money works for your life instead of the other way around. That's what I wish someone had told me in my 30s. Now you know. Hit subscribe to Naomi Capital and turn on notifications. New breakdown every week. Drop a comment. Which of these 10 lessons hit closest to home? I read every single one. See you in the next video.